Pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma, a subtype of pancreatic cancer, is the fourth leading cause of death in the Western world. It's a disease that presents typically late, with about 1 in 5 people presenting with surgically resectable disease, which remains really the only treatment modality with potential for cure. And even with surgically resected disease, survival remains quite poor. Our research was looking at the overall survival of pancreatic cancer patients treated at Windsor Regional Cancer Center between 2002 and 2012, based on stage of disease, which essentially looks at the spread of cancer throughout the body. Our primary goal was the overall survival based on stage of disease, with secondary subgroup analysis looking at 2 subgroups, one being the metastatic disease subgroup and the other being the surgically resected disease subgroup. So within the metastatic disease group, we were looking at whether the chemotherapy versus supportive therapy alone group had any difference in overall survival, and also whether the response to chemotherapy could dictate any changes in survival. Within the localized surgery group, we were looking at whether the node status or margin status of disease post-surgery had any effect on overall survival, as well as whether adjuvant therapy had any effect on overall survival. Our study found that, as expected, a stage of disease was correlated with differences in overall survival, with localized disease having the best survival over time. We also found that chemotherapy versus supportive therapy within the metastatic treatment group that the chemotherapy was beneficial. We also found that the response to therapy did dictate a difference in overall survival. Within the localized surgery subgroup, we did find that margin status was associated with differences in overall survival, with positive margins being a negative prognostic indicator. However, interesting and as far as we know, unique to our study, we found that intermediate margins, which were defined as at or within 1 millimeter from the site of excision, were no different than negative margins from an overall survival standpoint. This study just adds to the growing base of knowledge required to treat this devastating disease.